There we go. We are live, guys. Hello.
Awesome. Hi.
Hi. Happy Sunday, everybody, and good morning from the UK. It's a good evening from Australia. Goodness
Good
me.
evening, Australia.
Yeah. Here we are again. It's the second weekend of our Go Live challenges. We started last weekend, and we are happy to be here. Thanks to everybody manually to support last week, everybody who listened to our last session. And this time we have come here strong. Today it's all about Sasa. We are taking off now, and today we are going to talk more about why, or rather the pains that really pushed us into choosing the digital business. And before we proceed, I want to give these lovely ladies a chance to introduce themselves again, just like last time. So if anyone is here and they didn't watch last week's our meeting, so they will be able to know us. So let's introduce ourselves. Let's start with Priscilla Wanjiro, because you're the one on my left.
I was going to say, if you say Priscilla, I was going to ask which one.
Which one?
I think you even pointed to me since I don't know.
I know. Well, hi everyone. Well, hi everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. It's afternoon, I think, for people watching us from East Africa and other places. It's good evening from us, and it's good morning for people from the UK and North America and up there. I hope you've all had a lovely Sunday, or you're starting your good Sunday. For us, we're almost actually done with our Sunday. But anyway, my name is Priscilla, as you've heard, or most people know me as Shiro. And I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I'm also a proud digital business owner. But I also have my 9-to-5 where I work as a business support officer. But right now I'm on maternity leave. That is why you can see me with my cup of drinking chocolate, just trying to manufacture the baby's food. So don't mind me with my cup here. Yeah, but anyway, as Betty said, today we are just here to talk about our pains and why we became digital business owners. But in a nutshell, that is who I am.
Perfect. Thank you. Welcome, Shiro. Let me call you Shiro, so we
Asante.
all the confusion.
Yeah, I was saying, feel free to call me Gasha or Wanjeri or whichever, or even just point that one over there.
Okay.
Whatever works. Hi everyone, I'm in South Australia. My name is Priscilla Ngasha. I'm a digital business owner, mom of 2 girls, and I'm a teacher by profession. Karibuni sana na asante for joining us. Mkuje msikize kwa nini we are digital business owners and what we are doing in this digital space. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies. Time difference. Mimi sasa ndio naamka huku. As you can see, I was getting ready for church. Na nini sasa ndio mnaelekea kulala.
Jioni kulala.
I know it's crazy. I don't know, it's still so confusing for me. So for me, my name is Betty or Beatrice or Ramboi. I am originally from Kenya, just like these 2 lovely ladies.
Yeah.
Now I live in the UK. We are 11 hours difference. 11 hours. And I am a mom, first of all, and I'm a wife. I'm also a successful digital business owner, and I'm also a coach. Yes. So I started the business 4 years ago. Okay, coming to 5 years now in April. And I am blessed to be in this business. So that's a little bit about me. As I said, it's going to be very brief because we already introduced ourselves. The first meeting we had last week was all about ourselves, just to know who we are, and wasichana wanakuja wanaongea kuhusu business. So that is what it was all about. So please, if you have not watched, go back to our pages and you can do a catch up and understand us a little bit more. So today, as both Priscillas have said, we are talking about, it's all about our whys and our pains. What is that really, really pushed us into choosing this online business? But before we go into that, the ladies asked me to at least introduce our business a little bit more, because we have so many people coming in and wanting to understand. Hey, you guys, mnakujanga live, mnaendanga online, mnaandika vitu. What is this all about?
Naona kile unafanya online.
I was like,
na kazi nzuri.
Yeah. You know, I've also got friends who, you know, obviously people who know you from the past, they can see your progress. You know, they can see you don't look the same as you were back in the day.
Yeah.
And I am always, for me, I'm always excited about this business. Always, always. Everywhere I
Mm.
go, this is like I carry it with me. And so many people are still like, what is this business all about? And so the ladies have given me like a privilege. Let me call it a privilege because I love talking about it. To talk about this business. But for me, I have to apologize because for me, I like to take a long road, the long route of
Uh-huh.
explaining this business so that everybody can understand it, because I don't want to go in and say, oh, we teach you how to do online marketing. But what led us into doing that business marketing, and what led us online marketing, and what led us into joining our community. It is the simple facts of everyday life. So think about yourself where you are today. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know, you're a mom, yeah, you're a dad, you know,
Mhm.
you're single, or you know, you go to work, you know, you miss those holidays. We all have dreams, right? But
Mhm.
most of the time we find ourselves stuck into a routine, right? You're stuck to your
Mm.
9 to 5 or your night shift. The money you get,
Mhm.
it is never enough. I don't know about Australia, but here juzi tu receive barua ya kusema stima imeongezwa.
Hata
So
huku ni the same too. Ni
yeah,
the same. Same
I don't
story.
know about you guys, but here we
Same
are.
WhatsApp group.
Mhm.
Yes, and it's everywhere in the world. But
Yep.
you know, the bills are continuing to grow.
Don't
Every
forget the petrol.
Yes, oh my God, tell me about that. The other day I went to jaza my car, and I was mpaka naambia huyo mtu, hiyo machine yenu ebu check if there is, and because you know me, if you find any issue, call me for my refund. But unfortunately, that is how life is right now.
Yeah.
And even before inflation, and even before all this recession and everything that was happening, who doesn't want an extra coin? Who
That's
doesn't
true.
want an extra money here and there?
True.
So for us, we want to supplement whatever you get from your place of work or your employer, because we are not saying employment is bad. But for
No.
me, I always say employment is like ni kama kasindano unadungangwa. It's like a drug that you get given to forget that you deserve more.
Mm.
Yeah, because there is that guarantee of, oh, I will get paid at the end of the month. So
Yeah.
many people are hiding in that, but they are mark timing on their problems. They are always saying, oh, I wish I could build up my holiday home. I wish I could drive my I don't know, my dream car. I wish I could go and take care of my family without having the worries of, you know, all these bills and stuff like that. So we have
Mm.
been in that, and we are still stuck in that, and that's why every bill and everything that is happening right now, people are stuck with what they get in their place of work, even though it is not enough. So why we are doing this business, it is because even as we were in that situation where you realize, hang on a second, I deserve more than what I get from my everyday work. I deserve more than going to work from 9 to 5. I don't even have time for my own children. I don't even have time for my family. And even when I
Mm.
work so hard for those 30 days, the money that
Yeah.
I get paid at the end of the month, it can't even do anything extra for me.
Mm.
The only thing I can do with this money is to pay for my bills. And this one, I want to speak to people who have moved from their countries, to people like us. We have moved from Kenya, we have come in this part of the world. You know, when someone, mmoja wetu akitoka home,
Mm.
it's no longer a blessing, yeah, a whole family, not even just your mother and your father and your brothers and sisters. It is the extended family. You
Everyone.
do parties and go to church and say thank you, because it is.
Mm.
But when we get here, the
Hey.
things that they thought we are gonna do for them, we don't do them, because
Yeah.
even now here we are struggling. We are struggling with childcare. We are struggling with everything. So, what is it that you could do to supplement your needs? And it is not just every other business, because we all know here there are so many other businesses that you can do. But what is that one thing that you can do that could still, if need be, help you to still continue doing your 9 to 5, no problem.
Mm.
Still help you to, you know, to do your other things like going to the park with your children, spending time with your
Yeah.
family. And even better, there will come a time when your 9 to 5 will become now your plan B, or even better, you can even fire that boss,
Yeah.
right? What is that thing that is there? Because as I said, it is not just business. You know, we could tell you go and knock on everybody's door and sell, I don't know, a pair of shoes. But that is not a good business, because it has now moved you from working from 9 to 5
Yeah.
to taking you to now knocking on people's doors. So it is still taking your time. If you're looking for time freedom, that business that you're trying to do is not going to give you that. But our business is whereby we teach you and train you and even help you how to set up a business.
Mm.
We'll give you all the training.
Mhm.
We'll give the training. We both know that our training is very easy, step by, video based, step by step
It's
training.
so easy, so
So
easy.
easy. So we are saying, I don't know, you're on the bus stop, you're waiting for your bus to come because you're going to work. You can still do that. You can still do that training. I
Yeah.
don't. You're in a you're on a break in work. You could still do that. And
Yeah.
when you're now setting up your business, and then on top of that, you don't do it on your own, because you have got somebody who is helping you to do it, and that is where we provide you with a mentor and a coach.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So many business, and I've been there where I tried a business where I was on my
Uh-huh.
own. Yeah, I was told you have paid. I don't know. I had paid £6,000. Yeah, there is a
Mm.
training materials.
Hizo ni pesa nyingi.
Yes, yeah, I was told crack on, and I'm
Jesu.
thinking, okay, there's something I'm not understanding. I wanted to request if I can get somebody who can come and teach me, and I was
Yeah.
told all the coaches in your time zone are busy. You have to wait at least 6 months for them to be available.
What?
But if you want somebody who can teach you, or somebody who can be there for you, there is a
Yeah.
coach. Actually, the coach was in Australia. There's a coach in Australia, and the time I was given, it was like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, my time.
No, you can't.
When they were
Oh, that's crazy.
for me. And this is somebody who is only giving you 20 minutes. Ask what you want to ask, crack on, and I don't have time for you. But for ours, we have dedicated mentors and coaches, and you guys are mentors. We have
Mm.
dedicated mentors and coaches who are there step by step from the beginning with you. The moment you see our post, or the moment you hear about our business and you inquire about it, that person, the moment that somebody starts talking to you, they are already mentoring you into this business. And then on top of that, we have a community. We all know about our community. Hooray!
Oh, yeah.
We are now at
Yeah.
190,000,
Mhm.
right? When I started, it was only just under 15,000. Numbers speak volume. People are joining because there is something that is changing their lives in this
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
That community is not just a community where you find yourself on a Facebook group. It is a
No.
community where we help each other, we support each other. We work
Mm.
with you. Have a question. You want to meet the people who are doing the business around your area. Those people are there. You want people who come as CC. We are all speaking the same language.
Mm.
They are there. You want people who have the same interest as you. I don't know. You like to drink wine. I don't know. You have moms. You're breastfeeding. You want to talk about and all those things. They are
You
there.
find everyone there.
Yes, everybody is there, even great grandmothers. We have got school dropouts. We have got people on high end, doctors, architects, and everybody. Everybody is there. And everybody is there with their own ideas. And all these ideas have been put together to help us. So far, so good. And then the reason why I was saying you don't just need every other business. It is one thing that I always call this part of our business, our baby of the business, our
Yeah.
automated system. The system is the one that helps you. I don't know, you're sleeping, you're working, you're on holiday, you're traveling, you're cooking, you're at the park. That system will make sure that your business is running, even when you're not there. And you guys will bear witness with me. You guys, you've been in bed and you've woken up to you have a new business partner, right?
Yeah.
Or you
Yeah.
wake up
It's
to
exciting.
I am interested in your business, or you wake up to a payday. Yeah,
Mm.
you wake up and you've been paid. You wake up into somebody who is interested in your business. They have booked their business strategy call and they want to go to the next step. That same system is the one that communicates to that somebody on your behalf. They will go and tell them, you have been interested in this business. This is what it's all about. Our automated system also educates that somebody all about in online business. And then at the same time as they are communicating with those people, they also come and communicate with you, who will be their mentor, to tell you the stages that person is at, right? So what we usually do in this business when you join us is we make sure you also get all those benefits. These benefits are not for the special ones. They are for everybody, regardless of your age, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your nationality. It doesn't matter who you are. That's why I said we have got school dropouts, we have got great grandmothers, we have got everybody. And I know somebody there, they're thinking, so far so good, but I'm not very good with computers. Don't you worry. We are just we still are in the same boat as you.
Both,
We
yeah.
have a team of dedicated IT gurus who do all that for us. They make sure that our system are up and running. They make sure that your website is working. They make sure that automation is working. And then on our training, you are also taught all about advertising on all social medias. So that is exactly what we do. In the shortness of things, because I could talk about, as I said, I excited about this. All we do is we help you start and set up a successful online business through mentoring and coaching you by providing you with training and the system. And we also connect you, or we plug you with our with our companies, or rather our logistics partners. These are the companies that have been, we took a very, very informed research due diligence, so that we don't just work with anybody. We work with people who are paying us serious money. That's why I said at this time your job might be your plan A, but believe you me, 3 months, 4 months, I don't know, 1 year, depending on your journey, you could fire your boss. We are the ones who get fired, but you could go back and tell your boss, guess what, I'm firing you. And we have seen that happen over and
Yeah,
over.
over and over.
Yeah. So basically, that's what we do. I don't know, you guys, if you want to add anything, but
You said it so well. You said it so well.
No, you've put it all well. What we can probably what I could add is, as you said, Betty, what we do is you can 3, 4, 5 months you can change your story to something new.
Yes.
But it also depends with your dedication, because the moment you start a business, it's not a get rich quick thing. It is how dedicated are you to your business? How much patience do you have? How much perseverance? How much work are you putting? Are you
consistency?
Are you, exactly, consistency? Are you working hard for yourself? Because it's yours. It's yours personally. So you have to work hard for yourself too. You don't just sit down and wait maybe for your mentor and your coach to do everything.
Yeah.
No, your mentor and your coach will be there to help you. But you also have to work hard, because it is your baby. It is your baby. Yeah. But you put it well, Betty.
Perfect. Thank
you.
Honestly, I could talk about
I know.
our business the whole day. I feel like I haven't even covered everything, but that is just a summary of So when you come in, I know so many people who are always scared of, nilianza hii business ikaingia, hata hakuna mtu alikuwa ananiongelesha, ndio kule andũ marĩ na nderirwo ndoka nĩngwarĩrio nũ anga nĩngũhũrĩrwo thimũ nũ. No, that is not how. And that why wale watu walianza hii business yetu, that is exactly what they had gone through, where they were dismissed, where they were ignored. Nobody cared how much money they had paid. Nobody cared. These are people who are trying to change their lives and the lives of their families. That is exactly where they are coming from. So when they started this, for me nasamanga hii business ilikuwa ya kupanguza watu machozi, because we've all been there where we have been ignored, kana guthinekanio, like
muno kwaja
na andũ arĩa ũrageria kwarĩria rĩ ona matirĩ na ũhoro nawe. So these people they were that noigire mũndũ wothe nĩ aramark time, kana mũndũ wothe mawana tunyo kama mimi nishawahi mimi nilinyang'anywa pesa mingi sana hizi nini. Watu wenye wote walianza business zikakataa kufanya kazi, kwa sababu probably sometimes some businesses are very genuine, lakini unapata business hiyo it is not giving you returns enough to give you time freedom. Kwa hivyo you now become enslaved again in that business. All that. So when you come to us, one thing I always say to people, your coach might not be physically there all the time, but 5% of the time we are there. Nitokuona message yako maybe after, I don't know, 2 hours or so, okay. But if not, that is why we have a community and we have chat where we talk all about these things. So I'm glad that umeongea hiyo ya commitment, kwa sababu yes, please don't come in at sasa uketi chini ungoje sasa riu rucio ningiukira ma ni riu account yako igako ihana uguo. No, you have to put in some work. You have to no more than nikio kiratuma twarie horo wa our whys. Why did we join the business? Todo it is our whys why we joined the business. Icio nicio citũmaga icio nicio citũkĩragia It is the same wise. It is not anything extraordinary. It is the same wise. We all wake up to go to work, or we all wake up to go to where kwenye huwa tuna hustle. Those are the wise we are going to speak today about. So I will start with you, Priscilla Shiro, again. Otwire kira giatumire fiu kigo ndo no agutinde kari ukiuga nima no muhaka njethe undu ungi wa gwika.
I know. Well, thanks for that. And thanks, Betty, for telling people a bit about what we do. We can talk forever. But anyway, we'll let people come and ask more questions when they come to ask us about it. Well, as Betty said, we have our pains, we have our whys. And as for me, I also migrated from Kenya. Love brought me all the way across the oceans to down under, as we call it, all the way to Australia, which is so far away. And when
11,000 kilometers.
I imagine that. I know. From home. It is so far away. You know, flights, 14 hours on a flight all the way. Yeah, or plus. But anyway, for me, when I started this business, for those who listened to the webinar or our live last week, I said Betty introduced me to the business and I ignored it for 4 years because I wanted to become a wife of leisure. But then, shock on me, I did not know I was going to be baptized by fire by moving into Australia. When I came here, I had left, you know, I had my first daughter in Kenya. And so there was so much help there. Even your neighbor, you could leave your child with your neighbor. They will take care of your child. You didn't have to worry about childcare. You didn't have to worry about not having somebody there for your child. Shock on me when I had my second child. Yes, I was taking 1 year maternity leave, but of course, part of it is the paid leave. The rest, most of it was unpaid leave. But the shock is when I had to go back to work because you cannot survive without having a job here. When I had to go back to work, but when I called Betty and said, "Hey, Betty, can you please tell me about that business you told me about?" Because when I had my daughter, my second one, I remembered that I have to go back to work. I will need to take her to childcare. I have had stories of people telling me that they take their children at childcare at 1 month. Hey, 1 month. No, that one would kill me. But then I had to take her to childcare because I have to go back to work. What else do I have to do?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an adult crying? Instead of the child crying, the child is crying when you take them to childcare because they don't know them, but you're also crying because you're thinking you're actually taking your child through such terrible thing. Like, what are you doing? Am I serious? So I remember when we took her to childcare, I was telling my husband, I feel so guilty. I used to feel so sad that I used to keep checking my phone to make sure that nobody has called me to tell me that she's fine. And then the tears of taking that young child, and I'm thinking, if only she could be like my first daughter, where she spent so much time with me. She didn't have to go to childcare. So childcare is one thing, and it is not cheap.
No.
It's like every paycheck you plus all the other bills, every paycheck you get, it goes to childcare. And you're wondering, oh my goodness, if only I was at home. But anyway, that is for my children. For my children. Now I've had another third one. So you can imagine all the, the turmoils, you as a mother who is out there as a mother, and probably you're living in the UK, the US. I was talking to my cousin. He told me they don't get maternity leave. You have to you take your leave. You take your leave as maternity leave. There's nothing like maternity leave. I was shocked.
What?
The US is
that is what I said. I said, what? They don't have maternity leave. So if you've worked and you have 20 days of leave a month, that is what you are entitled to of maternity leave. I was shocked. Wow. So you can imagine taking your child to childcare at 1 month. That child will never even have a bond with you. Will never know you. They always bond with other people. So that is one of my... I know. Your milk just dries up. And so for me, my biggest why was my children. I just want to spend as much time as I want because they grow so fast. You don't want to miss their first step. You don't want to miss their first tooth falling out. You don't want to miss them, crawling and falling. You want to be there for them. You don't want somebody to call you and say, oh, by the way, so-and-so took their first step. That is so hurting. I know you're not there.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, another thing, my pain point is the bills. Here, bills come after every fortnight. It is not after every month, where in Kenya we were used after every month. Here, bills is after every fortnight.
Na zingine ni per week, kama
I
childcare ni
know.
per week zingine.
Oh yeah, childcare
Boom,
is
boom,
actually
boom,
a week.
boom.
And you
You
get
can't breathe.
messages in your email that we will be doing a direct debit from your account for childcare.
Unapewa warning kwanza.
Yeah, you're given a warning pass, so you know, please put money in your account so that you take in for childcare. I know. Then the bills here, the rent. When I came here, I
Pole.
learned that people are charged rent per week. Here, when you're looking for a house, you're being told you're charged $400, $500 per week. Right now, in the last 2 years, rent has just shot up. I don't know if
Yes.
it's the same with you, Wanjeri, in Adelaide.
It's the same in South Australia. In fact, I think it's a whole crisis in Australia, housing crisis.
Yes,
Shortage ya nyoba. Alafu people decide what they want to do with their
yes,
practice.
exactly. So there's a shortage, and now the rent here and electricity and all. I've never seen somewhere you pay rent per month. I mean, per week. That is one thing.
Oh.
Another thing, I also wanted something that I could feel self-satisfied, feel that I have something. And I usually put it like this, feel that I was grown up. The
Yes.
moment I got a website, I knew I had grown up. Having my own website, living my life,
Nani
having my
kama
own
wewe?
website.
So
I know.
true. Yeah.
Nilijua hapo nimekuwa mtu mzima. Even if becoming a mother makes you an adult, I knew I had become an adult. I wanted that self-satisfaction and knowing that I have something for me and it is mine. It is no one else. Nobody is going to ask me questions. Nobody is going to tell me, I'm not going to say, oh, can I apply for leave? No, it is mine. I can take leave whenever I want.
Mm-hmm.
And then other thing is also when we leave home, those of us who are immigrants in other countries, we always want to help our families back home.
Yeah.
I think we all have that thing in our mind that we want to be sending something back home, whether for our parents, whether to spoil our nieces and nephews, because of course their parents will not spoil them. So we spoil them, we as the aunties and uncles, we spoil them.
Yeah.
So we always want to send something back home. And with your 9 to 5 and you're having your bills coming onto your post every time, sometimes you can't afford to send back home because people think here we can be able to do it. We promise we'll do something as we come here, but we can't be able to do it with only one thing. So we kind of find ourselves, finding a side hustle. And that is how I found myself in this digital business because you need that extra that when you send it, you won't feel the pinch. Your account will not feel the pinch. And at least, you help sometimes back home. And right now, most of us, we've had how, some people have not, we've had people who've done their exams, high school. People have not gone back to school. You want to be, you want to also give. You want to help those people who are helping others, give them a bit to help. Because as they say, the more you give, the more you receive. So you want to be able to help. So if you don't have something else, if you're just depending on a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Then what? Yeah, and there's one thing, exactly. I want to travel. Oh, I want to see the world. I think all of us want to see the world. I want to see the world. My husband, I know. My husband keeps telling me he's taking me to where Betty lives. I want to come there.
Karibuni sana huku kwa
I
baridi.
know. But as we know, our borders were closed for so long that the flights are so expensive here in Australia.
Yeah, it's true.
They are so expensive. But with a side hustle, if you can spare that coin, and if you can spare it to pay for those flights, or decide tomorrow we wake up and say, I tell my husband, tomorrow we are going to visit this country. Who doesn't want to do that? We all want to wake up one day and say, I am going here. So those are some of my papers. And also something else, it's for my future, my children's future. I want to be able when, this is a legacy, I want to be able to make sure that my children get better than I did when I was growing up, that they can be able, to be able to have something in case they, hit. I don't want them to know that or to get the idea that, oh, we can always rely on mom. No, I want them, if they hit some full stop somewhere, I can be able to chip in for them. I can be able to help them because they are important and you need them to learn how to, to live in the world. But my children are my biggest fire. And I also we have, like people back home, we have an SSF, the retirement fund.
Yeah.
Here we have it. We call it super here. Betty, I think you have something of a sort there. Everyone in the world has that retirement fund. You want to be able to put extra an extra coin in that retirement fund other than what your employer sends.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, those are some of the pain points that, made me be here and made me commit myself that I am going to do this for myself.
Yeah.
And I am going to do this for my family. I am going to do this for my girls. Because if I don't do them, I do this thing right now, then I will regret. And if I don't show them an example that you do not have to always be employed, you can also employ yourself. That mentality we have, go to school, enda shule, soma, ukimaliza, enda university, and then you will get employment. No, I want to show them, yes, you can do that, but you can also become a business owner where you work for yourself and make your own rules by yourself. So in a nutshell, those are some of my pay points, and I am glad I am here because also I have learned so much about myself, and also I have learned that I can be strong enough to be able to stand for myself.
Wow.
Thanks, Coach Betty.
Wow, cheers. Thank you. When you mentioned your kids, I've held my tears back because I'm like, anything children, mimi ukitaka kunishinda tu utaja watoto mahali. And for me, I know what you mean by you're trying to secure a future for your children, because right now where the world is, sio venye tulikuwa tunasema ni makeethera.
I know.
Taftia. What will they do? We don't know where this world is headed to. But the best thing is that, and I forgot to say that, our logistics company, or the companies that we have partnered with, they are allowing us to pass on that legacy to our children.
Yep.
So if you're in a business and you're in a whichever place you are, whichever step or whichever level you are at, your children, when you pass it over, they don't have to come and start from the scratch with you. So we know that we get to a point in our business where you start getting a lifetime monthly incentive. So if you're at $20,000 per month for the rest of your life, and you're in,
imagine that.
Yeah, you're in bonuses of, I don't know, $80,000, $100,000 per year or quarterly bonuses. Your children will start at that level. So that's why I held my tears back, because I am thinking, who wouldn't want that? My children now, and yes, the world is how it is now, but I don't have to worry about that. So that's a very good point, and thank you. I've held my tears back, but you've reminded me, and we all want to be there, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So, Priscilla, Gasha, over to you.
Kayema, I feel like I've really listened. I'm just listening. Ginya, I feel like I've become a statue. I am just listening to some of the points that you guys have been making. Such wisdom, honestly.
Yes.
The people who have wealth, who really have wealth and really make a difference in this world, they did come from nothing. Okay, there are some who start from nowhere, but majority of them always have wealth backing them up. I started with nothing. No, honestly, mahiro a little bit. They had wealth coming in from their parents, some of them their grandparents. So you need to give your kids this boost. And if this is a business that you can leave a legacy for someone, for your own children. Now imagine you being able to leave something that is going to be giving them every month something. Yes. They are starting off better off than you. And anyway, I'm just picking up on some of your points before I move on. Yes. Now, personally for me, the one reason I'm not one. Poleni, mwana nyararega gukoma na ni
they do this business because of situations like that.
Yeah. So, pen, 29. Some of the reasons why I started, I'm just going to start from one of the reasons why I started this business is I was just like you, Shiro, Priscilla Young, you said, you wanted something for your children. I was actually on maternity leave when I started, and thankfully here in Australia there is maternity leave. You get paid maternity leave if you've worked for so many number of years. Ukaheo at least mieri ĩna ugacoka ugasukumirwo hanini nĩ kĩndũ gĩtagwo sijui Commonwealth. Kuma hau rĩu nĩ either ucoke wĩra kana you hold back all your urges. You cannot buy anything for yourself. Unaona? Now you have to rely on your partner for all that. Na nĩ ndaikaraga ngaririkana ũrĩa tweragwo atĩ mũtimia atĩ ũraikara nyũmba atĩ nginya honestly ati umekaa tu unongojea hata pads unanunuliwangwa tu. Hiyo kitu ushaisikia tu kitu inakuuma unasema no, huyo si mimi, hapana. Even mimi nilikuwa najiambia hapana, that will not be me. That was the fight I used to have internally. Ugasha wewe hautanunuliwa hata you won't. I didn't want to not have on a pocket money kagwikira to maundu kwa. That was one reason that really got me looking. And for me, I didn't even know about this business. All I knew was that I am going to find something to do. I didn't know what. I honestly did not know what, but I was searching and I didn't even know where to start. So here, thankfully, libraries are free. You can borrow books for free. So me, I was just reading books, business books. I just borrow. The 1 minute I get mwana akomari gathoma ifuku rĩa business ugathoma. And I remember one of the books I was reading when I found this business. Nĩrĩrĩa Robert Kiyosaki, that famous book that we all read growing up, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think we all read that.
That book. Na nĩgakoragwo na page gakoragwo na cash flow quadrant. Harĩa kaugĩte atĩ andũ makoragwo in 4 brackets. Hagakorwo rekinyone kandiririkana haha igũrũ hena employees. How ne hodare squarely and completely. Haha kiandare small business owners. Small business owners have to be there in their businesses for their businesses to work and flourish. And then on the other side, at the very top, harina business owners who own a system. Because the systems are automated, this person does not need to be there for their business to work, and so they can do other things. And then at the bottom, harina investors, which is now where everyone wants to be. Yani ukona pesa, now you need other things for your money to do. You're like, hizi pesa zimekuja, what else can I do? Rekigora nyumba, rekigora kamobodai, rekiga travel, because your money is coming, you need to spend it. You need to find places to spend it. And I was like, this is what I need. So I was like, I knew I am just here employee. Why? That was the fire. That was like, I used to call my mom, I think I'm going through a midlife crisis. Garirika nakwaja ate kamuria midlife crisis ya timia yoka in their 30s. I think 35 kanini. Arafu garirika na giuma Kenya re unilibeba pesa zangu zote nikakuja nazo huku majuu. Hizo pesa zote za Kenya zikaisha time ya COVID. Kenya zilikuwa pesa nyingi, ungenunua shamba, ujenge nyumba,
and then the exchange rate was so bad.
You come here, you bring your small third world, you bring your big third world country money.
Yeah.
Unakuta inapotelea huku first world. Ulitoka soko, huko kwa hewa. Usoko ikaisha.
Can you come here? You're like this.
Ukafika Australia maskini. Kama ningetoka na pesa za Australia the same amount niende gai Kenya.
Oh my God.
I know. I would be living like a king. Nikiotho gumaumaga guku ogana ku mucie maikara to maisha twega ona matigenda gucoka kwao matigenda guthumburu. So now I knew, I was like, bus. And then because I was used to a lifestyle where I could afford things for myself. And my friends who keep asking me, what are you doing? Oh, you're doing a good job, blah, 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 blah. You need to know that this is also something you can do for yourself, especially if you have moved abroad and you're still working your professional job. This is a business that you can run. It has automated systems. Now, on that cash flow quadrant, it is a business that has automated systems, which means you don't have to be there. You set up, and us over here, all of us, we are all mentors, and Betty is a coach, which means she has gotten to a level where she's able to coach people and mentor people. We help you set up. We show you how to run. Automation takes over, and then all you do is check up, check up, check up, check up, and then eventually it grows and grows and grows. And majority of the times, it overtakes what you're bringing in from your usual job. That's what I've seen. That is what I have seen, and that is what I'm expecting. And very soon I'll be because the same way you share what you're doing on the fruits of your labor, you will be sharing them the same way. So when I saw this business, I'd already been in that business mindset of I need something. I'm looking for something. And it had some of those things. It had automation. It had, I did not need to be there. It had a system. And the one that Betty brought in, it had people, nobody wants to be doing a business. Noreka weike, ureajiria weike, maudu more than anyway. Na startup. And the startup cost was nothing compared to starting a brick and mortar store at the Wajie Dukahado. Okay, weka Amazon kanake because I had looked into all those weka Amazon, weka Shopify, to the startup position sharing the amount of training you would do na trimodo waka ibiaru how you wate kwena community. Onokoro, it is not your own mentor or coach. There is a group of people around you. Tarori, these two women here, these two wonderful ladies, I had never met them before. Oyo Priscilla anyo ndire daigira gurufu akijira gai ini weta utanie haya umetaka utanie. Betty at the bottom there, I was advertising in the UK because you're taught how to advertise, and then she saw my ad and she was like, oh my god, you're doing a wonderful job, I love this. And that ad actually brought me clients, and it actually brought me a business partner. So, and you see, and this is how I met you people, through this business. Which is wonderful. So let me talk about another thing about starting this business. I've talked about my my personal crisis. Is when I actually started the business, I had to convince my partner. But I knew he's not tech savvy. Not that I'm tech savvy, but he's less tech savvy. Unaona na hata kushika simu hivi lazima simu yako tu nika laptop, hizo vitu zote. He's just not interested in technology. So I knew I had to I had to really look to find something that he would be on board doing. If I am to start a business, I need support. Yeah, Mudhuri. That was one thing I think I felt I needed. I'll come back. I'll come back to that, and I think I'll move on to the other point I wanted to make about okay, the kijuge woko worry. Back home, my grandfather used to say, "Mudogo, time is money. Mudogo, time is money." And I've always worked with foreigners so that and then sometimes you don't see it until you literally come here. And every single second for them is money. On your lunch break, on a modo darakurora, but you can feel the urgency of that. So me, I just wanted somewhere where I am not where I can find flexibility. No, on a tiate, I am 24/7 on someone's clock. Yes. No, there are some days when I work without US without substitute teachers. Kana woko without relief work. Ukaigira shukuru, ukamataithia muthenya ucio matiri na mwarimu, ukaruta wira kuo. Runo akiona muthenya umwe mwana wakwa akirwara, kihurirwo thimu ni child care. Gutiri kindu kimboaga toguo, wonaga thimu gakihoro na ni childcare. Because you know when that call comes in, ni uthie woe
You have to
mwana
go.
na o any they cannot matigukorera mwana murwaru. It's not like akona shosho yake you know punapuza unafikiria you know you cannot leave them there maukwira ukogire mwana waku ni murwaru one o matirenda kurwara ciana icio ingi itirenda inyite murimo, so wewe inabidi unajiondokea unaenda unachukua mtoto. Now you can imagine ukitaha guthukuma na you're a professional person ucoke riu niwe uratira you're leaving this job where you are coming to nyitirira somebody uro kunyitirira mundu utariho ucoke riu we niwe urauma ati okay unyitirirwo. That day I felt maybe I should feel bad about my sick child, but I really felt bad for leaving that day.
That kind of life.
For having to being in that situation. And then when you leave, that's it. Ndukureho muthenya ucio ni wauma mucie ni wa fuel ni wathie kuria ukuthiaga wira ni watwara mwana childcare ukurihio childcare for the entire day, which is over $100 over here. Ni watumira maguta macio maku. You have gone to someone. They will pay you for those few hours you were there. But childcare will want their full day pay. It will not matter. I went home and I just sat. Arafu nona mwana akuona uria akenaga. Twakire muci no guthakaga thakaga. Uri waigua to kuguruka, Oh,
na nä umire na kå rä a
na ndungicokia mwana kwanja yahituka lunch time ona matiakoretwo mamuhe irio nginuke mucii nyanjie kumubangira ranji.
And that day you've told yourself you're not giving them lunch, so you're like,
yes. Angala wapo walinipakia kasahani kadogo wakaniambia shika umpatie hii lunch, which I thought was thoughtful because you don't want to come home. Those things really, really frustrated me, being in those situations of not having another source of income and feeling helpless, being in maternity leave, wondering what else I could do, using your money, your professional life stops because of your kids, but the money aspect is still go. You still have those responsibilities that you have to pay. You have to pay for childcare, even if your child didn't spend the entire day there. And the place you went to work, they will not pay you the full day because you didn't spend all day there. Those situations, they really, really were frustrating. And for me, they were like, there must be something else, There must be something else. There must be something better. Na mimi ni wale wa apana, this cannot be it, But you were how at the very start, some people get stuck. Me, I was getting angry. In fact, honestly, it was in winter. That did a whole month. Because I walk to pick up my child on my way home. Mweri mugima, I did nothing but complain to her like 3 times. Ona donaga ta anyonaga akora. Ndamukorire another month later gimu apologize. Niondo nie madau maranyo bo garora nduga. Is this how you live? Oh, ni wa muraikara. Kwanja ndona mutimia farana ciana. Dramenya ndari wira ukona uyu mutimia ndari wira ni ciana ararora. What else is she do? Kona ena muthuri. What is she relying on? Gauga, this is not my portion.
Yeah.
This is not going to be my portion. I was getting angry and frustrated. And the way you said some people just take it and sit back, no. Not me. Me, I refused. Honestly, I said no. And I think that was why one day when I was just chilling, I saw an ad. I saw, do you want to start? How I went from working 2 nursing jobs to starting my own digital business. When I saw that and I listened and I saw someone who looked just like me, had a baby, was working 2 jobs nursing. Because for me now, obviously, I'm working every day I can in all these different schools that I can. And I was also thinking, I need another job to sustain me. Let me throw this child in childcare, you know. Na they should daddy ko mutora childcare no dra mutora ri da mu register childcare kinyogerere kiondu kingi kia guku waitu kwaja if you live in regional Australia. Childcare share regional Australia ri shitago desert situations ka desert places nyodu tikoragwo na opportunities. I registered that child when she was 1 month conceived. 1 month. Now, when I was going in on a day, you know, I'm just laughing. I was like, ha ha ha, this is so silly. As in childcare, in 9 months' time, I am going to be giving birth to a child. Haria childcare. I would like her to start when she's 6 months old. Oh, when what does the regular? Kana 8 months. There was no spot. From 6, 7, 8, there was no spot. Chitago childcare deserts. Utikorago, there are no childcare places for, you know, people. They're not available.
And if your child actually lives at childcare, and if you don't take them back, that spot is taken up. You will not get it back.
Immediate.
You have to go looking for another childcare, which is sometimes it's very hard to find a spot.
And I did that. I went to all the neighboring towns because it's like 15 minutes away, 15 minutes. I was like, you know, doing your due diligence, maybe it's just here. Give you a Renmark, get around like 3 places, give you townie get our Lockston, give you townie get our Bamra, Geshoka give a Asha. Let me now look at family daycares. I checked everywhere. We have no spots. Maybe try next year. June, you know. It got to a point. I actually started working with having to bring in a lady home to take care of my child, which was taking half of what I was making daily. I was giving that lady. So okay,
Because you have to pay per hour.
Okay, omohead nudu. Arafu nawe nuzuwe watigara eke maudu maria mothe urenda. So it's such a crazy little cycle. Giuga, no wonder these people don't even get children. Children, it's not a priority for them because it is such a hassle. But me, I was like, no. Me, I'm going to get children and I am going to earn money and I am going to be able to travel and I am going to be able to live the life I want. So I was not accepting that situation. I knew there would be somewhere. So when I saw that ad, I knew this was it. And I watched that video. And so sometimes I get frustrated, but you know, everyone has their different struggle of life. 90 minutes, guy, iyo yote nitaona saa ngapi? Dani kana niendo na githambia indo, gitwara mwana na goko gutembea, gekira headphone. Onigetha thikiririe jigwe ni atia marauga because you have to make the time. And I knew and I paid and I joined. I got all the information and I was like, this is it. This is it. I don't care. This is what I'm going to do. And I went online, I researched, research, you know, so you can see, is this true? Is this real? Hii ni kuharamiwa na haramiwa, nikauliza huyo my coach, ni kuniharamia unaniharamia wewe. Kwanza ametoka Cameroon na unajua Cameroon wamekaribia wale maneighbors wa Kenya wanaogopa. Nyinyi labda mnakaa kama hao mnaniharamia. Aki alicheka. But it's not. And you know, she also did her due diligence, sat down and showed me, you know, this is how you do your taxes. You register this in your own country. You know, so it's not haramu. And honestly, I have to say for me, even on days now when my child gets sick and I'm called, I don't get angry because it's not a wasted day. I can come home, I take care of her, and then I say, oh, let me check on that ad that I started. Let me check on these clients who need some information. It's never a wasted day. And I can see the future. I can see the legacy that it's going to leave. I can see the job that I am going to stop doing so that I can do this full time because that's the goal. whether it is in 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, it is coming, and it is going to be less than 10 years, and I will still be a young person,
Absolutely. Yeah.
So for me, it is the peace of mind that I received, and also the opening up. Nilifunguka hivi,
Yeah.
opening up, but today we are talking about why. So those are the reasons that got me to really jump into this. And I jumped in knowing this is it for me. Yes, I've had days when I've been low, or weeks or months when I've been down or not been in the business, but you come back in again, and you have people who are there to keep you accountable. Priscilla will call me and be like, "Haya, neho kinyetie. Umefanya nini?" After you talk about the family, mkwaje. Sasa, Mimi, I'm doing ABCD. You, what are you doing? So many people around. I've met so many people. I've met ladies from Zambia, people from the number of people I've met, honestly. Anyway, let me stop going there. The peace of mind I have received.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Wow.
I think thank you for that time. Let me stop.
Honestly, I could listen. I could listen to you guys the whole day, because and I can tell how, even when you're talking about those things back in the day, I can tell how you're becoming angry a bit, because you're thinking,
yes,
and there are some people who are still going through that.
Yeah, and how are they just sitting there and accepting it? You feel like you just want to slap someone.
Yeah, and I think
get out.
Actually, now you've spoken about it. I think one of our sessions, because as we said, we will try to be doing this every weekend or every other weekend when we are available. I think one of these days we will come and talk about law of attraction. Until you understand the law of attraction, when you will start to understand, actually, I deserve more than this. I deserve more than this 9 to 5. I deserve
you
more.
You don't have to accept it and sit back.
We will have to come and talk about this whole thing, because I have come to realize it's not just about what you wish for. It is also about having that faith,
Yes.
And I realize that having faith it can be challenging, because you're trying to believe money is coming my way. All that money is coming my way inapigwa block. We have to talk about that, because so many people are stuck in that cycle of we have to come and talk about that, because when we talk about those ladies that you are seeing on the street and you're wondering what you are angry with them, what are they doing, is because maybe even them, they are stuck in that cycle of
I could see it. Yeah.
Nililipa pesa mingi sana nikae nao home. Even I have people I know like that, walisema mimi niliona badala nilipe hiyo pesa, wacha nikaange home na watoto wangu. But it doesn't have to be like that. You could still enjoy your life while you're still taking. We have Georgia Williams in our community. She has got 5 kids, takes care of all of them, and she's a millionaire.
And that's the dream. That's the dream.
Now got a property in Spain. She's living there with her children, taking care of them, being a mom, but still business. And it can be like that. Yeah. So we will
Why not?
Yeah. So for me, I'm not going to talk a lot, because we are headed to 1 hour, guys. We were saying to Leon, get 30 minutes.
That's like that.
But here we are. But I am, you know what? For me, it's worth it, because what we are talking about.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it is enjoyable, and we will help somebody who is still make the decision. So for me, goodness me, where do I start? Mimi wakati nilitoka Kenya, as I said, I started the business in April of 2019.
Yeah.
But I had left Kenya in 2013, and my husband was in the army. I've given my story about how I met my husband, and he was in the British Army to commit Nanyuki. And then we moved over. At the time, we were living in Germany. That is where he was based. They had camps there in Germany. And when you're in the British Army, and especially when you're outside the country, you're in a nice bubble. You're in that bubble.
You're an expert.
Oh,
you're an expert.
They will do everything for you.
Yeah.
The army's wife, they will find schools for you,
hospitals
for you, child care, everything. And then everything we do, like holidays, or like no, not holidays, but things like days out with your children, they are all discounted. Like, it was such a nice life. So for me, on all these other things they came to shock me when we moved back to the UK. But in 2016, that is when the contract for British Army being in the UK was coming to an end. So we were among the first people to rebase here, and at the same time, my husband was leaving the army.
Yeah.
So we just kind of starting our resettlement, kind of also leaving the army, and also now leaving the Germany.
Yeah.
All these other things.
Sorry.
Time I was pregnant with Olivia. You all know Olivia. Olivia is that one there, that small girl there.
Yeah.
Pregnant with her. Then when we got here, the coin dropped, guys. The coin dropped because you start immediately, because you're now in your last 6 months of being in the army. You start receiving letters of, and by the way, your nyumba utatoka, because we are living in the army accommodations. Your nyumba utatoka.
Yeah.
My husband is also trying to look for a job.
Yes.
A party job. My sisters, my husband had the donaga wira. Na mimi saizo na mimba. So tukaambiana.
Oh my God, yeah.
We will both look for jobs. Mwenye atapata wa kwanza, yeye ndiye ataenda, mwingine apange na mtoto. Even though the baby will be 1 day old. When tutakaa na mtoto, mimi niende job.
Okay.
The coins started dropping at that time. But for me, I've always had this thing of, naweza taka sana kukuwa na something for myself. So nilikuwa nishaanza kufanya tu businesses here and there. Even when I was in Germany, my uncle used to give me zile slippers za Kimasai.
Yeah. Unauza.
Watu, ladies, wives, watoto wao, nini. But as I said, we all want to move from here ya kung'ang'ana na kusukumana na business. Actually, me and Priscilla were talking about one of our lady friend who is doing that kind of a business where it is so stressful. So, and I was in that situation. So when I came back here, I started saying the same. But the situation where we are both gonna be jobless in 6 months' time was really pushing me. So I started looking for jobs. At this time, I wasn't even driving in this country.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything, because at the time when we had come from Kenya, we went straight to Germany. So I sikuwa nimejua hii system ya UK vizuri.
Yeah.
I was thinking all kinds of things, like, Aki, tulitoka home. We were told how life is good here. Here we are. Hatuna hata kwetu. Hatuna job. Business ndio hiyo najaribu kufanya. Ukiongea tu na the moment umepiga simu, mtu asikie accent anakata simu. Maybe anafikiria ni mtu anamkona. I don't know. All these things came, and the coin sank, especially when nilianza kuona sasa tumetoka in the British Army life to our own life, where we have to pay for everything. And then that is when now I decided, you know what, I have to look for a business, which never came. Hello. Which never came on time. So nilianza kufanya kazi. I got a job with a good company, a banking institution here in the UK, and it was a good job. But just like you guys are saying, childcare for me was, imagine nilikuwa natengeneza pesa, napeleka childcare. Nilikuwa mnalipa vitu every month, every fortnight. Huku ni every month. Bills ni every month huku. Nilikuwa natengeneza pesa, aki zote napeleka childcare.
Imagine.
I think the least I paid in childcare was 765 pounds. I will never forget. Sikuamini nimepeleka hiyo. Na hiyo siku, as much as I was a little bit happier kwa sababu kwenye nalipanga over 1,000. Nikaendelea hivyo, nika struggle. Napata job, manager. My job was very sensitive, and we had to make sure that every customer detail is correct. So if it's not correct, they start threatening you and all those things. Sasa nikashindwa, hii ni maisha gani naishi? Nikitaka kwenda holiday, if I'm on holiday, they are paying me. Today, they don't want me to go today. No, you can't go this month. You have to go next month.
Imagine.
Like, I was feeling like I am living a life of being controlled like this. Then here is my husband, at least akapata job. Hiyo job yake ilikuwa ya kumpeleka out. He went to America for 6 months.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu
And you have a small baby.
Ni ile job imepatikana na niko na mtoto mdogo. And my first wife was finally be with my family. When I'm with British Amere, in the British Army, hawakwangi huku. Na mimi nilikuwa nasema ile siku bwanangu anatoka hii kazi, unipatie kitu tu ya kufanya tukue sisi wote nyumbani, because we've never even when I met him in Kenya, sometimes he could be gone for even 9 months. And I just wanted something to bring us finally together. Na ni job ya kumpeleka America for 6 months. I was like, this is wrong. Then nikaanza kufanya business, nikafanya genuine, but they are not sustainable. Finally, nikaanza hii business. In April of 2019, nikapata hii business. A lady was just talking, just like you guys have, just like you, Priscilla. All I wanted to know is, are you able to help your family back home? But for me, one of my other ways make sure that to give my family a comfortable life, especially for my mom.
Yes.
I know.
Our house used to the first days tulikuwa tumeweka bed sheets kwa chini hadi huo. Nikasema I would like to take this house not just to what you say another level. I wanted to give it a proper, what I like to call facelift, a proper facelift. I didn't know how, but only that really, kama hii pesa in this country, it will never be enough to pay for my bills and to do that project back home. So I started thinking, how can I do this? So when this lady said to me, oh yeah, I am able to help my family. That was enough for me to jump in, hop on board. This was in April of 2019. Hop on board. And I just wanted to understand this business more and more and more and more. I was tired of that cycle, and this cycle is with so many people. This cycle, we have it, and we are a lot. It is sad because we go home and we say, tunaenda huko majuu, we will make money, we'll go back home and we'll help our people. But then when we get here, if not mental health yenye itakushika, utakuwa mgonjwa mwingine, the lifestyle diseases. Nyumbani hawezi ukafanya anything. Huku you see the kind of life we are living. Unaingia kwa nyumba na ni winter, mtu hajaakisha heating kwa sababu unajua akiwakisha hata afford hiyo bill. It is sad, but it is happening.
It is real.
Yeah. And then ilikuwa naangalia naona like my neighbors. I have a good neighbor here. Ameenda anakaka ameenda holiday. Na hizi holiday si ati ile holiday ya one day ati penye tunasemanga weekend away. This is someone to Mexico even 1-2 weeks. Anakaka. Tumeenda Spain. Tumeenda Turkey. Na watoto wake nashinda. Na saa hizo in the back of my mind I am thinking, mimi siwezi nika waste pesa yangu hivyo. Mimi nienda hizo maholiday nini? Kumbe, and there are so many people who say that. But you do know, you and your God, you know that you are dying to have that kind of holiday. But because you don't have the money to do that, wewe unaanza kutafutilia fault za kwenda holidays. And I always thought in my mind, why can I not afford that? Why can I not be able to go on holidays like that? Away from somewhere where there is something. Why can I not be able to do that? Do I deserve it? And that is where the law of attraction is coming in. Because you first of all have to understand that you deserve each and everything that you wished for.
Good things.
You should start, and that is why sometimes I always say, start living as if you're already there. Yeah, if you see yourself living in that life where you're happy, you're free, you've gotten there, start living in that happiness. You have to start believing that I can be there. And that is what I did when I started this business. In our business, when you join, we ask you to buy that book called The Magic. Yeah, we all know that it's called Magic by Rhonda Byrne. If you can't, on our training there is a lot of there is a lot of books that are there in audio, both in audio and you can also read. Yeah, there we go. Magic. Yeah. That book opened my eyes and I started seeing all these things that Rhonda speaks about in that book. I look back and I realize it is all the things that I ever wished for, but I didn't know how to claim them because we have all been stuck in that system of no, we are supposed to be employed, tulipe mwisho wa mwezi, tulipe bills, and we start the
So
cycle,
iganire.
or we start the cycle all over again. But for me, I really wanted to go to that next level. And I liked when you guys were talking about wealth and becoming rich and the investments and being in that level of investors. Because and the other day I had spoken about it on my Facebook page and on my Facebook profile. I had said, if you're not from a wealthy family, let it start with you. Go and create that generational wealth, because hata hawa watu walikuja wakapata kwao ni wa rich. It started with somebody. Makana modo umwe wa kwao wegulukirie. Enough is enough of this. We are going to become something. And that wealth has become generational. So if it didn't start with you, if you didn't start with somebody in your family, or there was all these things that you look back and say, woi kuka yangu venye alikuanga na madeni, nakumbuka mama yangu when she was auctioned. I remember my auntie when her shamba was taken away. You are not them. You are you. And it can start with you. All these things were giving me sleepless nights at the time, because I was thinking, nilitoka home, nikuje huku, what am I doing here? Because now, especially when we talk about childcare, I was thinking, nikiacha Olivia childcare, and I was thinking, ningekuwa home, maybe ningemwacha na neighbor. Hata ningempeleka shule haingekuwa this expensive. When I now start looking at those things, and then I realize I am deserving of these good things. That one made me hop on board immediately. Like I didn't even waste my time. Having said that, I know so many times people have got that fear of what if? What if?
Yeah.
Most of the time it is what if this is another scam, because people have gone through that. For me, I had gone through scam enough time. Hata nikianza hii business, you guys, you say, oh, I asked my husband and he supported me. Mimi sikuwa na support, because 2 weeks before niona hii business, I had come from another scam where I had lost money.
Yeah.
And that company had tried to access my bank account.
Wow.
So man was telling me, there is no way you're coming from one business jumping to another one when you haven't even recovered from the other one. But I always knew I don't want to be employed forever. I don't want to be answerable to people about my life forever.
Yeah.
Wajuange, nataka kuchukua siku 3 kwa sababu nataka kupeleka familia yangu. Nataka nichukue leave, kesho napeleka mtoto kliniki ya meno. No. I want to make those decisions on my own. I finally want to be able to be my own boss, because that is what we say.
Yeah.
That time freedom to be able to look and say, leo tumedecide hatutakula kwa nyumba leo. Let's go and do a takeaway, or let's go and eat out, or whatever. I wanted to be there. I also wanted my peace of mind, because when you have all these things going on in your head, mental health, I don't know about Australia, but mental health issues in the UK, they are on the high rise now. You're alone, thinking about is, what am I gonna do tomorrow? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna eat tomorrow? But it is because people have still not realized that there is much, much more, which is much, much better than their everyday 9 to 5. And for me, as I said, I could speak the whole day. But for me, my main why and my main pain was my family was at the time was all over the place. When I'm coming out, my husband is coming in. When he's coming in, I am going out. I took why spend time. My children used to call me grumpy mom, because I was always grumpy. Umetoka job, umechoka, ulikwama kwa jam. Kuna dereva alikukasirisha kwa barabara. Everybody alikuwa tu kukasirisha mtu. But even you realize that even those people, they might be going through the same. But when you're at that peace, where you have got that financial freedom, imagine you're always happy. You have that happiness of knowing at least half of the things that I've always wanted to do, they will be taken care of. Unfortunately, most of the things, they are financially solved, because as you can see, bills are still open. So when I look back now and I look to where I am, there is so much more that I've changed. But for me, it's the fact that like saizi, yani leo ni Sunday na sisi wote tuko home. Sundays mimi nilikuwa natoka nachukua gari naenda kufanya deliveries. Mimi hapa mnaona labda huku hata watu wananijua, wanashindanga hey, ule msichana siku hizi yangi package zetu za Amazon. That was me. Ama mimi kama tuko home na mimi ndio niko home na watoto, mwanangu anatoka anaenda napiga picha analipwa. The same. Lakini saizi we are all together here, and not just together. My sisters are here thanks to this business. They are studying. Anamaliza mwingine ndiye anamaliza this year, because it has done exactly what it was meant to do at that time. It is possible, guys. Every why, every pain. Najiraga andu atiriri we niwe wihera kiratu giaku kirakuhinyira. Think about your tomorrow. And if you want to retire at 68, sijui the Australian retirement age ni ngapi, lakini hapa sasa wamesema ni 68.
Me hata sitaki kujua, because I don't want to retire at that age. I want to live before and years before.
Think about 68 years, ufanya kazi tuseme wewe ni, I don't know, an administrator or a nurse. 68 years tuseme sasa umeretire, umepewa the pension pot you are talking about. Kama itakuwa mingi sana hiyo pesa hapa UK, tuseme mingi, hata kuna mtu niliambia, let's say it's a lot and it's about 40,000 pounds. And she said to me, no Betty, it cannot be that much. Call it 30. I was like, okay, 30,000. But 30,000 pounds, we all know here that people are making 30,000 pounds and dollars in our business like that. Within no time, that money. It has become a new norm of even making that money every month, every week. Some people even every day. But you know, you're stuck in the system of working until your retirement age.
Yeah.
By the time you get there, it will not be enough to pay off your mortgage. It will not be enough to pay off your debt. You won't even have the little money to take you on holiday, at least to relax kidogo. Then you're at that age where you don't have any more life left. Kidogo kidogo tusikie uwe ndio sasa huyo umetuacha. But we know that you can retire early. Like Priscilla is saying, I don't want to get that far. We have seen people retiring at 30 in our community. We have seen as the young.
Actually, there was one who was retired at 23.
Yeah, that's
23.
She graduated as a nurse, worked for like 4 months, and the business became really good for her, so she retired.
Yeah.
So for me, it is all those small things, and I'm saying it is not doable for just some people. It is doable for everybody. Everybody. So if you're out there and you have watched us and you're thinking this is the time for you to make a change, that's why really have to push you into the corner. Kwa sababu sasa mimi nilipushiwa na zangu kwa corner, nikaona enough is enough. There was time I was even saying I think hata kukua home ni better kuliko huku. But there is a reason why we are here. We have a purpose of being in this part of the world. So please join the wagon, come and change your story, because it can be better. So guys, I don't want to talk a lot. It is now we are on 1 hour and 17 minutes. We are 30 minutes. Unless anybody has anything to say, I don't have much to say, but I want to say thank you to everybody who has watched us. Tracy, thank you, and hi from Tracy is my business partner. She's in France. Yeah. It's nice to see you. And please, we urge each and everyone, sit down and look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, is this how I want to live? Is this it? Like, don't accept it. Don't accept where you are, because you can be better. And that is why we are here. Yeah. So we will plan another go live very soon, which we will come up with another topic. But we hope we have inspired somebody.
Yeah.
We have educated somebody. At least today we spoke about what the business is all about.
Yeah.
Please feel free to reach out to any of us on any of our pages. We are live on all our pages. Please feel free. I don't know, ladies, if you have something to say as a parting shot before we close.
Just to thank everyone who has commented on where they're watching from. Yeah. Thank you, Judy Grace, for watching from the UK. Thank you, Joyce, from watching from Limuru, Kenya. So, and think about your whys and your motivating factors. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, and I don't have much to add. I just want to say, for us, it's because we live here. We are in Australia, UK. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. This business is for everyone. Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, America, Canada, even Alaska, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. We are all business partners from different kinds of world. It doesn't matter, but just reach out to us. And please, don't tell yourself you cannot watch a video for 90 minutes. If we sit down and watch Titanic for 3 hours, or we binge Netflix for hours and hours, and yet we need to pay that bill for Netflix. Seriously. Watch a 90-minute webinar that can help you pay that Netflix bill that you can be binging even for days without you caring. So anyway, thanks all for your support. And all I can say is good night, good morning, and good afternoon from wherever you are.
Asante.
Thank you so much, guys, and see you soon on our next live. Bye-bye.
Yes. Cheers.
Bye.